Valentine's Day right around the corner now. Many couples, of course, will be planning the big date night, and usually that means dinner at a restaurant and then, of course, a little movie.
But what if you could combine the two? We're not talking about eating pizza on the couch in front of your TV. We're talking about something a lot cooler. Take a look. This was a crazy idea.
No, it wasn't a crazy idea. It was dinner in Manhattan.
Date night doesn't always turn out the way we plan it. Just ask Steve Carell and Tina Fey. They made a whole movie out of their disastrous date, but in real life, it doesn't have to be that hard.
I told you I could surprise you.
Everyone's looking for something a little different, and they also are looking for convenience. And so we thought, okay, well, if you're going to go to a movie, you're usually going to include dinner at some point in your evening. Why not combine the two?
It's called Dine-In Movies. The concept is simple. Go online, find the movie you want to see, and reserve your seat. When you get to the theater, real waiters bring you real menus.
We offer a couple of ways that you can do it. Fork and Screen theaters are theaters that are a little more family oriented, whereas the Cinema Suites concept is a little more upscale. And you've got loungers that you can recline in. You've also got a little bit more intimate of an experience.
We can't guarantee the movie gets good reviews, but the food selection gets 2 thumbs up. Bistro chicken, mac and cheese, even blackened salmon with snap peas. And if you're in the mood for dessert,
there's nothing better than watching a great movie with friends and family and enjoying a chocolate brownie sundae while you're doing it.
And we know what you're thinking, how much. Some say it is cheaper than the traditional dinner and movie night.
I would even say it was economical. Most of the time, we always, buy popcorn and, pay for the movie as well. With the dining experience, you kind of get both.
And it's giving a boost to the local economy by adding more jobs.
When you add the kitchens, then you have to add positions like kitchen managers and servers. We've had to add from the corporate level to the theater level a whole section of associates that we never had before.
These moviegoers give their experience 4 stars.
It was relaxing. It was almost like you were at home. I think that was the most for me.
You should just come out and experience yourself.
Loved it. We'll definitely come back again.
Looking forward to it.
I'm outside here in front of a Dolby Cinema at AMC Theater. It's one of only a handful in the entire US, and it's a personal favorite of mine because this is honestly the most technologically advanced movie theater that you can all go to today. Now, it starts with this signature entrance behind me. It's 5 2K Christie projectors that form a 12-meter digital entry display. Those are their words, not mine. So let's go check out to see what makes this theater so special. Now, it all starts here in the projection room. Behind me, we have a dual 4K Christie laser projection system, and the content there is designed specifically for Dolby Vision HDR. You know that buzzword, high dynamic range. It brings 500 times the contrast ratio, pure black levels, an expanded color gamut, and twice the brightness of your normal theater. Now, this first demo footage shows a white dot that pops up on their 60-foot screen. It showcases what the industry standard is right now, a 2001 contrast ratio at 14-foot Lamberts, and that's really a measure of luminance. Then all of a sudden, this new white dot appears, shining over twice as bright at 31-foot Lamberts, and all of a sudden, it's pitch black. They still tell you the projector is on, and this displays the contrast ratio of 1,000,000 to 1. Inside this theater, if you look around, the walls are entirely matte black, and that's really to control any ambient light and reduce reflections, but anything that can be black in here is black. This theater is also fitted with Dolby Atmos. It's their reference quality sound system that can decode object-based surround mixing. Think of really being able to track a single object like a bird as it moves from one part of the room to the back and to the front. Now, just to give you an idea of the layout here, there's 5 in-screen speakers, there's 48 surround sound speakers placed anywhere within this theater, and then there's 4 subwoofers on the ceiling. Now, the seats here are also totally teched out. These are leather, they're nice and soft and comfy. They recline backwards, also the leg rest pops up. What makes these special is there are transducers in these seats. What that really is a speaker that hears a low frequency sound. Think of like an explosion or a crash, and the seats rumble to the movie you're actually watching. Now, if you're wondering, these theaters only play 2D movies right now, but they are equipped for 3D. Ticket prices are a little higher. It is a premium experience, but AMC is planning to have 50 of these in the U.S.
Another meme stock rally we have here today. AMC shares have been up more than 20% after the movie theater chain says it's doing another capital raise. This is an equity deal, so AMC is selling 8 million shares. That's worth about $230 million through a stock sale to Mudrick Capital Management. The company says it will use those funds for upgrading its theaters and deleveraging its balance sheet, as well as some potential acquisitions. We may see some M&A here. Shares roughly doubled last week on way higher than normal volume. That was helped once again by that speculative trading activity driven by Reddit and a lot of those online chat rooms. We've seen the AMC ticker trending on Twitter as well. It is the most talked about ticker once again on Reddit this morning. That's according to data from ThinkNum. CEO Adam Aron tweeting about it this morning. He's really been embracing what's going on in this retail market. The company has taken advantage of those price surges a couple times here, selling additional shares to raise cash. The stock is up more than 1,000% year to date. This morning, the CEO tweeting directly to those investors and really trying to sort of have a rallying cry here. He says, quote, "In our view, this is not mindless dilution, but rather this is a very smart way of raising cash so that we can grow this company." And he says, watch out, naysayers. AMC is going to play on offense again. And guys, there are plenty of naysayers. AMC still has around $5 billion in debt. It needed to defer roughly $450 million in lease repayments during the pandemic as its theaters were closed. And COVID has fundamentally changed that business. More people, of course, are relying now on streaming. But a bright spot for AMC, over the last 4 days of Memorial Day weekend, North American box offices brought in nearly $100 million in ticket sales. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Kate, it's David. I mean, as we said earlier, the Mudrick purchase very likely tied to their ownership of debt in the company, which obviously will benefit from it being better capitalized. And of course, it's a company that, as you point out, has sold so much stock, going from 100 and something million to over 470 million shares at this point. But that's got to be a key here. And by the way, it's possible that Mudrick's already out. They haven't returned a call. But I mean, we're talking about volume here. I've got it 130 million already, shares already. What are we? 35 minutes into trading.
Right. Yeah. Similar to what we've seen last week. And if you look at the CEO tweet, it's interesting sort of going directly to investors here. That is really something that's rallied the Reddit crowd, sort of framing themselves as the underdog, the little guy saying we're going up. We're now on offense again, kind of speaking out against the naysayers. That really seems to be one of the formulas. We've seen it with GameStop and Roaring Kitty. A lot of these Reddit traders really like to think of themselves as the underdog. So it seems like he is strategically sort of speaking to a certain type of investor there.